Hi everyone, Linda here again with you from Gunlet Lane Jewellery. This week's something different from what we normally do. I'm not actually doing a link, I'm doing a link dangle. So this is the little link dangle that we're going to be doing. I know it doesn't look, over here. I know it doesn't look very much there when you see it put into a component, into an actual piece. This is a little earring we're going to be making. So if you want to learn how to make that and put the earring together, stay with me. I'll just get all my supplies together and we'll get going. Okay, get started. This is what we're going to be making today, this little earring. So we're going to start off with the chain component. Now I make my own jump rings, so this is 20 gauge wire and I've used this mandrel here to make this chain. I only wanted a very fine chain through the middle. I think that measures 1 millimeter if my memory serves me right. It's a 1 millimeter mandrel, so very, very small one, as I said, on 20 gauge. And I've got 14 little links here. So we're going to start off with, this is 20 gauge wire here, and it measures 8 centimeters, which I think is about 3 inches, if I remember rightly. And I balled the end of it. I did a video last week, and my last week's video has a demonstration of doing balled ends. So if you didn't see that one and you'd like to make your own balled ends, I'll leave a link down the bottom, and I'll also leave a link up the top if you want to see how to do a balled end. Now, if you don't want to use a torch at all, or you don't have one or whatever, you can always paddle the end of the wire. So it'll give you a totally different effect. Anyway, so I've just threaded on, this is a little 6 millimeter coin-shaped faceted amethyst. So that's what I'm using in my earring. So we've got that done, all good to go. I'm going to grab my bent nose pliers, my fine bent nose pliers, and I'm going to turn like a little hook on the end of this. So just turning it over like that. And I'm going to grab my flat nose pliers, and I'm just going to bend that in. Just do it gently. Now that's turned out a bit yucky, which quite often happens. Don't worry about it. Just grab your cutters, snip off a little bit of that wire there, and close it up. It'll give you a more round shape, like that. Okay, then we're just going to grab the end of our wire, and I'm doing this all wrong here at the moment. Getting ahead of myself. You don't want to do that first because you won't fit it on the chain. Okay, so I'm going to come up, I think it was on my third one. Yes, it was. Hopefully this little end will fit through. You need to thread, what I'm getting at here is you need to thread this through your little link first, and hopefully this will fit through. So I'm coming through my third one. Hopefully, come on. I don't think it's going to do it. Of course, it wouldn't be one of my videos without something going wrong. No, it's not going to do it. So I'm going to open up my my third link here. Oh, gosh. I can't believe I said to myself, make sure you thread that through, Linda. This is before I started filming. That you thread that through before you start. And what did I do? Let's see if I can get this in here. No, it's got to open up wider. Just need to get that in there so I can hook this. Okay, I think it's going to be a bit of comedy capers here. There has to be a way I can get this on here. Come on. Well, no, you're not going to stay there for me, are you? You're probably all out there saying to me, there's an easier way to do that. I know, probably there is. Okay, got it. So you need to thread it through before you turn your end. So as I said, I've come through the third link there. Well, see, now you know how to fix it. Or if you can think of an easier way, if you make the same mistake, go ahead and have a go at that. So we're just going to do make a little spiral here. I don't do very many spirals. I like a spiral, but I just think there's so many of them out there. It seems every piece of well, I shouldn't say every piece, but a lot of jewellery I see made always has spirals in it, and I'm just sort of a bit over the spiral look, but I really liked it in this earring. Don't ask me why, I just did. But yeah, I don't use spirals very often. If you know me and you've seen a lot of my videos, then you know I don't. I actually can't even think of a video I've done using a spiral. I may have, but I can't think of one. Yeah, and as I said, it's not because I'm anti-spiral. I just think they're overdone. Okay, so we're going to bring this all the way down to the end of the wire. Into the, yeah, coming up towards, touching the bead, basically. Okay. Now you can leave it sitting like that, or you can just give it a turn. Whichever you feel like. It doesn't really, that's much of a muchness. It really doesn't matter that much. Okay, so we've got that one on there. So now, where are my other ones? Here. I've already got my beads on these ones just to save a bit of time. I'm going to come in from the opposite side, and I'm going to come up two links and thread it through the third one. And I'm coming in from the opposite side, as I said. Okay, and I'm going to turn a loop again, same as what we did before. A little hook. Just like that. Bring it in. And if it's not a nice little loop shape, then just give it a trim. They're very seldom perfect to start with. Well, I've found anyway. You may be able to do it. And close it up. And it's a nice little circle. So then we're going to do the same thing. So what I'm going to do here is just get this started. You've already seen how to, and you probably already know how to make a spiral. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I'll add all the other ones, and each one I'm going to be leaving the two jump rings empty in between each one, and adding the this little dangle thing coming in from opposite sides each time I add one. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so I'll stop this video here and I'll finish this, and I'll come back when I get up to the last one and we'll assemble the earring. Okay, I'm back with you. So I've got all my little spiral beady dangles, trying to think of a name for them, on my chain. And what I realised when I was putting them on, as I said, I had 14 links to start with. When I got to the top one, I was a link short. Now, you can just add a link, obviously, but I just, and instead of going into the third one, I just went into the second one. So from where the last one was, I just left one jump ring and then went into the next one. And it still worked out fine. I just forgot that I did that. Okay, so we're just going to add the, excuse me, add the ear wire. If I can grab hold of this, such tiny little links to grab hold of. Make sure I've got him on the right way. I should have done this the other way around. Grab it from this side, but what I meant was I should have opened the loop on this, but anyway. Just seemed to be doing one of those days when I'm doing everything. What's the word? I can think of the word that I want to use, but I really shouldn't say that word on camera. Get through there, my goodness, what is wrong with you? Come on, go in there. All right, I'm going to do it the way I was going to do it to start with. Gosh, Linda. One of these days I'll get more professional doing these videos. But don't laugh, you'd cry, wouldn't you? I probably haven't opened up that far enough, see? Okay. It's just all these little links are so tiny to grab hold of. But I wanted it to not have a big, chunky, sort of look a little bit more. Well, it's not really a delicate earring, but I didn't. Oh, sorry, I snorted then. I do that occasionally when I laugh. Okay. Got that. I don't even know what I was saying now. So the last thing I'm going to add it to the bottom. You can add whatever you like here, or you don't have to add anything. Totally up to you. Is I have a little amethyst faceted bracelet there that I'm just going to add to the bottom of that. Making sure my rings are closed up properly. Get that all laying nice. Give it a little shake. Okay, let's lay that next to the other one and then compare. See if I got them pretty close to each other. Yeah, I think I did. So they look lovely if I could hold them under the camera so you could see the way these hang. They just hang beautifully, but I can't do this under the camera though. They won't do it. Like that. Now I could imagine these as really long earrings, you know, making this part here really long, like almost a shoulder duster, I guess. I think that would look absolutely gorgeous. Now, of course, you could use this in lots of different ways. You could just connect them and make a bracelet going all the way around your wrist. Totally up to you. But if I was doing that, obviously, I would make the links bigger, you know, stronger, use an 18 gauge or something and make them a bit bigger and stronger to do that. I also have a chain, excuse me, a chain here that I made. Just get this sorted. So here I just have a whole little group of just the spirals coming down, just, you know, can you imagine, like, that's just such lovely movement there. Coming down into a bar link, chain, then into the link that we made here to add the little dangle. What am I going to call it? A link dangle. Yeah, a link dangle. Yeah, with just a couple of the little spirals in between, just to sort of break it up a little bit there. Coming down into another bar link there. And then around here I've just put the same beads that I used here. I just put into a little group there, just, you know, breaking the chain up, another bar link there. And then around here to just a group like we made on the earring. Put those together like that. Another bar link, and coming around to the back where I just did like a rosary chain with the little Hishi beads attached to it. And I just did that so it's comfort on the back of the neck. But that's a really long chain. And I just think all of this is just movement and interest and just, yeah, I love this chain. I'm trying to think of a pendant that I can make to go with it, to wear it as a layered look. But I haven't come up with an idea for that yet. Anyway, I just want to quickly show you too which one of these may go into this chain as the like the pendant for this chain. I picked up some beautiful Larimer cabochon. Well, they're not cabochons anymore totally, because I had them drilled. I got the guy to drill them for me. So I can use them as a cabochon or I can use them as a bead, whichever I decide. But aren't they beautiful? I don't share very often, but when I do when I think things are absolutely beautiful. And I know not everybody likes to look at stuff like this, but I also know there's a lot of people that do like to see what other people acquire. So I'll just show you a couple more things I got here. Got this one here. Again, it was a cabochon and I had it drilled. I'm not sure what that one's called. I just forget the name so quickly. This another one here is quite a big one, that one. And again, I had it drilled so that I could, you know, make my mind up what I wanted to do. And this one here, this is some sort of like fossilized something or other. Again, had that drilled. And just quickly, I should have opened these up beforehand. Oh, come on now. Little Larimer hearts. Aren't they gorgeous? And just all separated with a little pearl bead there, which I don't think that I would ever use because I think they're probably just plastic or glass, I don't know. But are they beautiful? They're faceted, and the sparkle in them is just, I hope it's coming across on the camera. But I think they're beautiful. And another Larimer here. Look at these. Get that out of the way. Little umbrellas. Aren't they just beautiful? And even the tassels, just gorgeous colour. But yeah, tiny little, these aren't faceted, I don't think. No, they're not. Yeah, little briolets. Just love them. Larimer's my favourite bead at the moment. And then just quickly, 2 more stones. These are just a gorgeous amethyst briolet that I picked up. Look at the depth and the colour in those. They're just gorgeous, faceted again, and look at that sparkle. I hope you can see that. Just absolutely gorgeous. And last of all, tiny little, I had just had the name on the tip of my tongue, and I've forgotten what they're called now. Ruby Zizite. There we go, Ruby Zizite came to me. Look how much ruby is in these ones. Beautiful. Just tiny little briolets, and that sparkle and the faceting. It just amazes me how they do that on such tiny little beads. Yeah, they're just gorgeous. Look at these ones. Oh my goodness. Just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love them. Yeah, you can see I'm excited over those. Okay, well, that's it for this week. I hope you all enjoyed little tutorials, something different than what I normally do. Not a actual link this time, a little dangle link, or a link dangle, whichever way you want to look at it. Facebook group down the bottom, I'll leave a link down there for you if you're interested in joining that. It's a private group. Yeah, it's wonderful. We've got some really lovely artists there, and I post work that I don't show here on Facebook. So if you want to get some inspiration, just join the Facebook group. There's questions and answers, questions and rules that you need to adhere to, or agree to, I should say. And yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Okay, guys, I know it was a pretty quick video this week, but yeah, that's pretty much all I could come up with. So anyway, have a great week, everybody. Take care, and go out there and make something beautiful. See you guys. Bye.